On to step 6, change in revenue. Um, Now, this one, you might wonder at this formula. You might say, this year's divided by last year shouldn't be minus 1, because if it's the same as last year, it would be 100%, but minus 1 would be 0%, so because there's no growth. And yes, that's usually correct. However, the reason we're not putting the minus 1 is because sometimes, sad to say, it goes down a little bit and gets negative. And the whole reason that we're doing this change in revenue is so that we're setting it up so that we can do this formula called geometric mean. And the geomean formula cannot accept any negative numbers, just the way that the function works. And so our workaround is we're going to skip putting a minus 1 at the end of the revenue. So it looks a little bit higher. So if there's a 1% growth, it'll become 101%. But at the end of taking care of the geomean formula, we're going to subtract it by 1 to get rid of the extra ones that are there that we didn't get rid of in the original formula. So that's why we're doing this. And the reason we're doing the geometric mean is because I want to show you that this is an alternative way to do the compound annual growth rate. We could do it for the revenue, or we could do it for the net income. In this case, I'm doing it for the revenue. And I'm going to show you that the number that this produces is the same number that the revenue growth produces. It's a different way of getting to the same number. Okay, so back to here, to change of revenue. I'm going to select that, Control C, and Alt Tab, and I'm going to go here to I5, F5, oops, F5, I5, sorry, there, and then F2 to edit it, F Control V to paste it, enter, and then I'm actually going to do this for each year except for the first year, because if I don't have 2019 data. So it's the formula, if you recall, is this year's divided by last year's. So I can start in 2021. So I'm going to go equal for this year's revenue, for 2021 revenue, which is D2, divided by last year's revenue, which is C2. And I'm going, so really it was a 42% growth. It wasn't 142% growth. So anyways, so I'm going to autofill that now. I'm going to hold down, I'm going to get onto the cell, the original cell that we're autofilling from the formula. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to hit while I'm holding down Shift and keeping it down, I'm going to hit the arrow to go across, and Control, and that goes to Shift. Now hold down Control and touch the letter R one time, and that will change in revenue is now across. And you see, it did have a year where it went down, 2023. And so now we're done with step 6, 1.1.6.